Hello, this is Gilles Mancillon. I wanted to send greetings and send blessings as well. I hope you're having a really wonderful day. I wanted to come and briefly to explain a few questions. I've been asked a few questions. And in general, when we seek to manifest with intention, we have there is many ways to get at things. In the linear path, we just go from A to B to C to D. But in terms of creating with intention, it is far better to envision the final outcome, to envision the final product, the exact. If we do not know, just say, that situation for the highest good of all, in the best possible way, and so to focus on what you want rather than how to get there. Once you know what you want, the universe will inform you on how to get there if you are tuned to your intuition. And it is the same thing for an experience. My master guide explained to me decades ago that when we seek an experience, it is far better to imagine yourself in the situation rather than having to manifest all the elements that will bring it together, like money and such, because it is the universe can provide. If you have enough trust, enough faith to get that experience, the universe will find a way to bring it into your life. And as you remove the doubts of your doubts of having enough to be worthy of what you want, to eliminate the doubts of being able to get what you want, there are forces in the universe that can create anything, and imagination is more powerful than knowledge. So because Einstein knew when he said that no matter what we know is very, very little, it's actually nothing in relationship to the truth, and it is through our imagination, our expansion process, that we are getting closer to the truth. So it is very important to remain very concentrated and focused on details, to be very detail-oriented, to be very precise in your thoughts, precise in your words, precise in your action, as much as possible, precise in your intention, precise in your prayer, precise in your decrees. And so by doing that, you are able to create a much more centered focal point in relationship to what we seek. And not to forget also that we are connected to the whole. The whole is only one. So another aspect is that sometimes there is blockages in life. We feel blocked, we feel like trapped, we feel blocked, we feel like. But if there is if it's a drain problem in the kitchen, it's better to call a plumber. But when it comes to greater things within our life that we feel blocked, the blockages will not be removed from the outside. No matter what we do outside, we can do and do and do and do. At the last moment, everything will vanish as like an illusion. It doesn't mean that it was an illusion, it was a process, but the blockage has to be, we have to work on eliminating the blockages that we have within ourselves. Sometimes a little something within ourselves can block all kinds of things outside. And we say, how can something so small inside of me can be blocking so much from coming to me, for instance? And so it is important to stay tuned to your intuition, to your inner voice, to your dreams, to your and from there you are informed. You get insight in relationship to what you have to do in order to release the blockages. I also wanted to say that in relationship to a philosophy that's called Stoicism, a lot of friends of mine were going through some difficulty on personal level, and first thing I recommended to them is to read the manual of Epictet. It's a 2,000-year-old philosopher, and it's very small. It's about 50 minutes online. I don't know, you'll probably find it in English on YouTube. And then, if you like that, to read the Thoughts for Myself by Marc Aurèle. And the Stoic, in essence, were with Seneca and all the philosophers of that period, were really into the acceptance of life and releasing all responsibility in relationship to all those things that we cannot control. So that put all the focus into what we can control. The only thing that I do not fully agree with those philosophers, because I have more distance in relationship to those ideas than they had, is that they were really preparing themselves for the worst catastrophes in the world. So no matter what catastrophe happened, they were not surprised, they were prepared. But in essence, they were participating when if you put too much attention into the negative side, negative experience may manifest. So it is always better to stay focused on exactly what we want, the most positive side aspect of what we're looking for, yet to accept life as it is and to allow things to pass through without being disturbed, to remember that you are an eternal and finite being that has projected himself or self here in order to have that experience many times over, but this is just a drop in the eternity of the soul. So, and it's only a partial reality, so we have to gain perspective in relationship to adversity, and from that higher perspective, from knowing that that inner essence of being loved, being one, being complete, we are able to navigate through those difficulties with far more detachment in many sense. And so if you do read the Manual of Epictet, let me know what you think. I think it can be useful. It's a very small book, but it is a really good basis for understanding philosophy when it's practical philosophy in terms of navigating all the ups and downs of life. Yet the one thing they do not say is that we are creator of our reality, and so it is important to allow ourselves not to become victim of the subconscious thought from our past that keeps repeating into our present, but to live at the cause and the effect, to recreate something new. If what we experience is not fully what we want, then we have the choice to recreate new cause, new intention for the future, and that will manifest in the coming times if we are enough convinced that this is really what we want. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to pull out a few cards. The message for us today, in terms of the highest wisdom, is completion. It's the end of that cycle. So we have to take the time to allow the old to be fully to be fully evacuated, to complete this cycle, and then the new will come. But first, we have to allow this completion time and to be patient, to allow ourselves not to project too much into the future or into the past, to let go of regrets, of self-judgment, or all of those things that can still plague us in some ways. Life is the way it is, and we have learned what we needed to learn, and now we can create what we needed to create. What we need to understand is resource, to get all the resource we need in order to fulfill whatever desire we have, or project, and so there are many resources, invisible resources, such as spirit guides and angels, the archangels, ascended master, galactics. They can only do so much for us, but as we involve our consciousness with them, they become more able to assist us. Another thing, when it comes to telepathic communication, we are not limited in any way, shape or form. It is just a matter of knowing that we have this power, understanding that there are beings that are receiving your thoughts when you address them, and then to have enough space within your mental field to receive clearly the message. Sometimes it can come through intuition, it can come through feeling, but it also can come through holographic project or holographic images or phrases or words. So do pay attention to all things that come into your mind, and understand that the more you are the more you call into those energy, even if you don't receive the energy right away, you establishing links and bridges to those dimensions, and also pay also very at the beginning you have to pay a lot of attention to your dreams, and also the time between the dream and the waking state. It is the time of pure when we are in between dimension, and so life can reveal itself, light can appear within our mind during those times. And so what we need to do today is to understand life purpose, is to get ready for our life purpose. We came here into this life for a very specific reason, and so to understand why you come here, once you know why you came here, you understand the sense and the meaning of your life. Do not believe that the reason you came here is to pay karma. That's not true, that's not it. If there is any difficulty, make this knowledge sure that they are on the way out, and you are ready to be free from those limitations. As soon as it is appropriate, we have learned enough through the process of resistance, then we release, and then we move into something that is lighter, more joyful. And so the general message for us today is to create. Creativity focuses on the present creativity. It's good to find a way to be creative, maybe to draw or to write or to do music or to work in the garden. Or there is many forms of creativity. We only know a few here on the earth that are related to this realm, but the universe comes from the creation, the creative potential of God. All this amazing universe was just come from the intention and the source of God, but it's utterly beyond any explanation. The universe is already ordered. Everything is in order. It is just within our mind. We need to align ourselves with the order that's already present. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day. I thank you very much for everything, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.